Blackbird Night School, Day 10. The problem is only that I believed there was one. A man walks into a grocery store and thinks he's walking into a line, but he's walking into his own mind. 20 items sit rattling in his basket, and a sign above the counter insists on 15. Yet the real weight he carries is not the extra cans or boxes. It is the old grievance he has been nursing against the elderly cashier whose face he believes he already knows. He steps forward anyway, not because he is brave, but because he is tired of running from a script he didn't even know he was rehearsing. The aisle is empty. She does not scold him. She does not correct him. She barely looks up. Her snarl, her fatigue, her tone, he sees all of it instantly, the way one sees a familiar bruise and thinks it still hurts. Then another woman steps behind him, and the cashier brightens. She perks up, widens her eyes, softens her voice, as if someone had quietly turned the dimmer switch up 6 notches. And the man thinks he sees betrayal. But what he is witnessing is the cruel mercy of perception, the world confirming the very story he brought with him. Because eyes do not see, only decisions do. And in that moment, the man realizes the cashier is not inconsistent. His mind is. He is watching 2 movies on the same screen, one made of fear, one made of forgiveness. The cashier is the same. The projector is not. He says nothing, not out of restraint, but because every line he could speak would be part of the old script. He pays. He leaves. And in the parking lot, while returning the cart, the entire film flickers. Something loosens in him. Not relief, responsibility. He whispers the only prayer that ever matters. Holy Spirit, give me another way of looking at this. And suddenly the snarl is not a threat. It is a mirror. Suddenly the tiredness is not an insult. It is a call for love. Suddenly the rule about 15 items is not a courtroom. It is a classroom. He remembers, like a man hearing an old melody, the teaching that had been sitting quietly inside him his whole life. There is no order of difficulty in miracles. A mild twinge of annoyance is the same as intense rage. Ideas leave not their source. And he sees it. The only reason he believed she had power over him is that he wanted someone to hold the guilt he didn't want to face in himself. This is the moment where the ego wants to panic. Because this is where responsibility shifts, not blame. Responsibility, that razor-fine distinction where all of salvation hides. He laughs, not out of humor, but out of recognition. He has not forgiven her. He has forgiven the story he told about her. And when a story is forgiven, it collapses like a smoldering reel of film whose images can't survive the light. Characters vanish. Plots dissolve. Motives melt. The movie ends not because the reel finished, but because he stopped choosing to watch it. And now he is excited, genuinely excited, to see her again. Because he knows something he didn't know before. He is the one in charge of what she becomes to him. He is the one who assigns the role. He is the one who gives the meaning. And he is the one who can withdraw it. This is forgiveness. Not absolving the cashier. Not excusing behavior. Not pretending the annoyance never arose. Forgiveness is seeing that the problem never existed anywhere except in the mind that believed it. A problem believed is a world projected. A problem questioned is a world undone. A problem relinquished is a world forgiven. And so Blackbird Night School, Day 10 ends where all true healing ends. Not with a changed cashier, not with a corrected grievance, but with a simple, immaculate recognition. The problem is only that I believed there was one, and the solution is that I no longer do. And because this is Blackbird Night School, We turn the lights down one more notch and go underneath the underneath. The grocery store is not an accident. It is a live demonstration of the entire thought system of the ego, set on a stage so ordinary it almost escapes notice. The express lane is not an express lane. It is the ego's first law of chaos. Some problems are bigger than others. Some offenses matter more. Some people deserve your patience, others your silent punishment. The course through that ancient, quiet voice and through a teacher who talks about freeways and supermarket lines dismantles this law in one stroke. When it says a mild twinge of annoyance is the same as intense fury, it is not being poetic. It is being ruthlessly literal, because the content beneath both is identical. I want to keep my separate self. That's the whole story. Cancer or checkout. War headlines or wrinkled cashiers. The form varies. The decision does not. The Blackbird curriculum starts where the world thinks the line is trivial. It says, no, this is where the mind is shouting its theology. In the eye roll. In the heavy sigh. In the private thought, she always acts like this with me. This is why Ken talks about motivation. Why do I want to be upset right now? Not, why is she like this? Not, why do they do me this way? But, what is the payoff in this grievance for my separate identity? Because there is always a payoff. The ego never spends energy without a return. The payoff is always the same. I get to be me against you, me against them, me against God. That tiny grim pleasure of being unfairly treated is the interest payment on the original loan of separation. The man in the aisle is not fighting a tired cashier. He is protecting the memory of guilt he believes is his life. And then something radical happens in the parking lot. He does not say, Holy Spirit, change her. He does not say, Holy Spirit, help me be nicer. He says, give me another way of looking at this. That is not a request for a better script. That is a consent to have the entire idea of a problem questioned at its source. This is where the holy instant lives. Not in mystic trances, not in incense and chanting, but in the naked recognition, the only place this pain exists is in the decision-making part of my mind, and I can choose again. In that instant, the problem is not solved. It is reclassified. From something happening to me to something I am choosing to see this way. From external cause, internal effect to internal cause, external echo. Once it is reclassified, the game is over. Because a problem in the world is unfixable. But a problem in the mind is already undone. That is why Ken says the practical way to deal with any problem is to recognize that the problem is that you believe there is a problem. That sentence is dynamite to the ego. Because if there is no problem, there is no separate problem solver. No special self who earns its worth by struggling nobly. No heroic identity built on surviving the very storms it secretly scheduled. Blackbird Night School is not interested in polishing the character in the aisle. It is interested in exposing the mind that wrote the scene. The cashier's two different faces, cold for one, warm for another, are not proof that people are unfair. They are proof that perception is a private movie with shared props. One mind sees an enemy, another mind sees a sister. Same woman, same shift, same fluorescent lighting. Different decision about what the world is for. And here is the part the world will not teach in any classroom. The man's excitement to see her again is not optimism. It is the quiet thrill of a mind that has discovered its true power, not the power to fix others. The power to withdraw attack at the level of interpretation. To walk back into the same aisle, with the same sign, the same fluorescent hum, the same weary shoulders behind the register, and this time bring no past with him at all. To let her be new because he is willing to be new. This is what it means to say there is no hierarchy of illusions. It is not that all problems are equally bad. It is that all problems are equally unreal. And so Blackbird Night School leaves the lights on for those roaming in the dark, not by promising a better world, but by whispering the one fact no one ever hears in the daytime. There has never been a problem in your life that did not begin as a decision to keep love out. When that decision is reversed, the problem is not solved. It evaporates, like a film that was only ever light on a screen. And the only question left in aisle 3, in rush hour, in diagnosis, in divorce, in debt, in wrinkles, in world news, is always the same. Do I still want there to be a problem here? Or am I finally willing to remember there was never one?